Construction of the newest speedway on the NASCAR circuit began in 1998 and was completed in mid-2000 and now plays host to all three NASCAR series every year in early July. Welcome to the home of Bluegrass, Kentucky Speedway for the Lazy Days Racing 220. Road course, check. Super Speedway, check. Next, how about a mile and a half, excuse me. Last week we saw Stephen Burnett pull off the win, getting his first win of the season and being able to overcome his Daytona 500 woes. But tonight is a different night, different track. Will Burnett be able to make it two in a row? Will Garoso and Mayado battle it out again, or will we see our 10th winner of the season? It's round 18 from Kentucky Speedway, live on PBR Broadcasting. Welcome and thank you for joining us here tonight at Kentucky Speedway for tonight's Lazy Days Racing 220. I'm Stephen Parks and I will be bringing you all the action here tonight. Last week we had the side-by-side restrictor plate racing, which would help drivers rack up some PBR bonus points. Let's take a look at those. Chris Garoso would come away with, or no, that is incorrect. We went to the wrong thing. There we go. Bonus point winners last week were Stephen Burnett with 3 bonus points for leading a lap, leading the most laps with 43 laps led, and winning the race. Chris Samard would also gain a bonus point for leading one of his 36 laps. Kurt Davidson would also gain a bonus point. Having 5 laps led, he would get one for leading 1 lap. Adam Baker would also claim a bonus point for leading a lap. Baker would lead 6 laps in total. Normally at restrictor plate racing, we see a lot of drivers coming from the back to the front, and last week was no different. We'll see if our winner from last week is on the track. And it doesn't look like he is currently, so last week's BZ Designs Hard Charger Award winner was Paul Cohen. Not sure if he is on the track. We don't seem to see him right now, but he was our BZ Designs Hard Charger winner. He went from, I believe it was 21st, or he gained 18 positions last week, so good job by Paul, and we hope to see some of that hard charging here tonight. As we get ready for tonight's race, let's take a look at the points and how they stack up. The battle for the points lead heated up last week with Chris Grosso and Seth Hatchell leading, or finishing second and third to stay within 3 points of each other. So Grosso will be your points leader for the second week in a row with a 3-point lead over second place Seth Hatchell. Chris Grosso has wins at the Daytona 500, Martinsville, and Pocono, while Seth Hatchell has a win at Bristol. Adam Baker will remain in third after finishing 13th last week and will be 41 points behind the leader. Adam Baker does have an early season win at Atlanta. David Howard Jr. had a strong run last week, finishing 5th and moving within 46 points of Adam Baker. Howard Jr. is currently 87 points back from Chris Grosso and is the only driver in the top 5 not to have a win this season. Chris Samard showed that his first week in the top 5 was not a fluke, last week pulling in a 4th place finish and currently sits 97 points back. Chris does have a win at Dover this season and has punched his ticket into the chase. And these guys are in their drivers meeting right now. And there we go. We're having some issues here real quick. We got that fixed though. We will take a look next at the team standings here, as we had a pretty interesting week and a nice shakeup as Shane Pipala would leave Pipala Davidson Racing, effectively ending the team. Travis Wall would also sign to Max Rev Motorsports following his last race at Daytona. MB Motorsports still leads the charge though with 1,278 points. Seth Hatchell and Adam Baker would combine for 73 points last week. GAC Racing is 113 points behind, but had a great week with Chris Samard and Paul Cohen scoring 79 points for GAC Racing. SoMO Racing had a rough week last week, but would remain in third, 398 points back from MB Motorsports. Paul Zoda and Jeff Glockner would score 45 points for SoMO. The biggest moving team of the week, moving from 7th to 4th, would be Max Rev Motorsports, who with the signing of Travis Wall would gain enough points to close the gap with SoMO Racing to 77 points. Max Rev Motorsports is currently 475 points back from MB Motorsports. Rounding out the top 5 in teams this week is Fury Motorsports, who is 14 points ahead of Lazy Days Racing, who is currently 6th. Joe Owen would score 23 points last week for Fury Motorsports, who is 615 points back from MB Motorsports. And it does look like for the first time in a while, we will have 2 drivers who will be scored for Lazy Days. So it's going to be rough for Fury Motorsports to stay within that top 5 with only 1 driver currently on the track. So now the stories of the race. Last season, Lupe Gonzalez, who is on the track right now. Lupe is not in his car currently. But last season, Lupe Gonzalez would come away with a win at Kentucky. Lupe is still in search of his first win this season as he looks to defend his championship title and punch his ticket to the chase. Stephen Burnett, who is out there practicing right now, would finish third last season after his win at Daytona last week. Burnett is hoping the momentum carries over. And battle for the most wins. Chris Garoso, who right now is second in practice, and Keith Mayato, who is fifth in practice. Keith currently holds the lead with 4 wins. Chris has 3. And last week, Mayato would get involved in a wreck at Daytona. Chris Garoso would finish second. So that battle, we'll see if that battle does unfold again once again here tonight. Another battle that has unfolded midway through the season is the race to the chase. Currently, there are 8 drivers locked into the chase. They are Keith Mayato, Chris Garoso, Seth Hatchell, Adam Baker, Chris Samard, Shane Papala, Joe Mitchell, and Stephen Burnett. Timothy Lewis does have a win, but it looks like he won't be able to hit the 20 race cutoff before the chase. With only 4 races in the books this season, his only win this year is at Talladega. Currently, the next 8 drivers that would fit into the chase bracket are David Howard Jr., Bob Skinner, Aaron Riley, Paul Zoda, David Gainforth, Jeff Sharp, Kurt Davidson, and Joe Owen. So look for those guys to continue their success. Unfortunately, I know Paul is on vacation right now, so he'll be getting a provisional this week. But these guys are still going to try to battle it out and get into that top 16 before the chase comes around, as we are in week 18 already, and that time is coming close. So tonight's track, Kentucky Speedway, will be 145 laps, equating for just under 220 miles, making it right at 50% of NASCAR distance. Turn 1 and Turn 2 have 17 degrees of banking tonight, while Turn 3 and 4 will have 14 degrees. The tri-oval will have 8 to 10 degrees of banking, and the backstretch will lower to 4 degrees of banking, making it tough to come off of Turn 2. Look for the pit cycle to be around 33 laps, as tires are very important here at Kentucky, as we do not have the reef pave on iRacing. Tires will get chewed up pretty quickly, as these guys will be trying to save their tires for the long run. But for more on tonight's track, let's hear from Adam Baker.
This is Adam Baker in the PBR Chevrolet. Let's take a ride around Kentucky Speedway. Coming out of turn 4 to the start-finish line, you got to go right down to that yellow line, right back up to the wall, take a wide arc into turn 1 all the way down to the bottom groove. You got to wait on the throttle, then roll it out, up towards the wall coming out of turn 2, up by the wall on the backstretch, and then dive it down into turn 3 to the bottom groove. The middle and high grooves also work here, but the bottom groove is going to be very strong early on in the run. There's a couple mistakes that people make here. We may see some accidents tonight because of that. One of them is going into turn 1 and 2. People get in the throttle a little too early coming back out of 2, and they're going to have to let off or hit the wall coming out of turn 2. Going into 3 and 4, people might catch the apron, getting a little bit too low, and spin the car out. That's what we might see tonight. Thanks for taking a ride around with me.
Thank you, Adam Baker of MB Motorsports, for that ride around Kentucky Speedway. And we are finishing up practice right now. It does look like Chris Grosso will come away with the fastest time here, and they will have an open qualifying. 5 minutes of open qualifying to run as many laps, take as many fresh set of tires as you want to get the fastest time you can. But for now, as always before the race, let's take you trackside for the national anthem.
Guys.
And now, the most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your
As we come back from the national anthem, we do see Travis Wall will hold on to the pole with 2 minutes down in qualifying. Travis Wall, a member of Max Rev Motorsports, who's trying to make that run to possibly get past SoMO Racing and GAC Racing to make a run towards MB Motorsports. We're watching Stephen Burnett here, last week's winner, as right now he is running a top 5 qualifying time. And we do have, it looks to be 15 drivers taking a time, maybe 16. It does look like we do have 16 drivers on the track at the moment, as these guys all try to finish up qualifying with some good times and try to get up front and stay out of trouble. All right, we do have 1 minute left in qualifying, and it is still Travis Wall up front by 1/100th of a second over Joe Mitchell. And another 100th back, you have Keith Mayato. So pretty close times really between the top 5, as about 5/100ths of a second separates the top 5. And there's the checker flag, and Travis Wall will hold on to take your pole here tonight. Take a look through the rest of the qualifying times just real quick, because we're going to get to the grid and we're going to get to racing here at Kentucky Speedway. 145 laps tonight. It'll be a great race. All right, let's get up front as we start taking a look at the grid here tonight. Your pole winner here tonight will be Travis Wall of Max Rev Motorsports. Joe Mitchell of MB Motorsports will start second. Keith Mayato of GAC Racing will be starting third tonight, and Chris Samard of GAC Racing will be starting fourth. Stephen Burnett of Max Rev Motorsports will start fifth, with Chris Garoso, the points leader of Lazy Days Racing, starting sixth. Seth Hatchell of MB Motorsports will start seventh, and Adam Baker of MB Motorsports will start eighth. Aaron Riley of SoMO Motorsports will start ninth. Lupe Gonzalez of 575 Motorsports will start 10th. David Gainforth of GAC Racing will start 11th tonight, and Sean Lejeune of Lazy Days Racing will start 12th. Billy Howard, who is a free agent, will start 13th, by Randy McCanney, who is also a free agent, starting 14th. Lynn McNeese of GAC Racing will start 15th, and Jim Locking of GAC Racing will start 16th. Jeff Glockner of SoMO Racing will start 17th. David Howard Jr. of Diamond State Racing will start 18th. Bob Skinner of Mayhem Motorsports will start 19th. Kurt Davidson, currently a free agent, will start 20th. Brian Neff, also a free agent, will start 21st. Joe Owen of Fury Motorsports will start 22nd. Timothy Lewis of Diamond State Racing will start 23rd. Jay Dubuque, another free agent, will start 24th. So 24 cars on the field tonight. Does look like we had one other disconnect already, so 23 cars will start this race. And as we get ready for the green flag tonight, we want to remind everyone at home to hit that subscribe button, because next week, next Thursday, the Lazy Days Cup Series heads to New Hampshire for the Battle of the Loudon Lobster. You can catch it all here on PBR Broadcasting. Pace car has dipped in, waiting for that green flag. And there's the green flag. Travis Wall bringing them to the line. 145 laps of action here tonight at Kentucky Speedway. Joe Mitchell on that high side. It does look like the 09 of Keith Mayato on the bottom, trying to make a run early. As the front pack already starting to get sorted out, Chris Samard's going to move up into fourth, passing Stephen Burnett, who is stuck on the bottom. Joe Mitchell able to hang in there. He is still within striking distance of the 44 of Travis Wall. Meanwhile, Stephen Burnett does move up a position, up into fourth. Chris Garoso also moving up into sixth from seventh. Let's go back and watch this Garoso-Seth Hatchell battle, as we know that battle there has major points implications with the points leader and second place, as they are side by side right now, coming out of four. It will be Grosso who will move into 6th as Hatchell is in 7th. And now they have Adam Baker coming in to try to join the party. Joe Owen now moving up into 20th, knocking off Jeff Glockner back to 21st. And I'm not sure what's happening to Jeff Glockner. We're going to take a look back here because he has already fallen back 5 positions to 22nd. And he just got passed by the 4 of Timothy Lewis for the 21st spot. And it looks like we got a battle with Jim Locking and Sean Lejeune. We'll take a look at that, as it does look like Jim Locking on the bottom side trying to make the pass on Sean Lejeune. And we had a pass for the lead. Joe Mitchell on the bottom side trying to make it work for him. He's going to have Keith Mayo trying to follow him. But right now it is Travis Wall who will move back into second now. It was Joe Mitchell getting the lap led here on lap 6, our first lead change of the night. Travis Wall stuck on that high side, trying to get down there to get away from the wall. Keith Mayato sitting back, watching the battle unfold. As now, Travis Wall moves back into 3rd. Keith Mayato trying to take the spot from him. And Joe Mitchell trying to settle in with the lead as he's going to lead his 2nd lap of the night. The battle continues for 2nd, though. Keith Mayato and Travis Wall back and forth they go. Meanwhile, Joe Mitchell is extending his lead with the battle going on behind him, as it is a pretty good-sized pack behind him. You go back to Travis Wall, as you got side-by-side action there for 2nd. Then you go back to Chris Garoso, who is trying to battle with the 77 of Chris Samard for that 5th position. And now Stephen Burnett trying to get into the mix for the 2nd and 3rd position, as he is going to get a fender in there on the 44 of Travis Wall. And Keith Mayato going for a spin. And is he going to bring it back on the track? We do have our first caution of the night. That was Keith Mayato. See if we can find him on the track real quick. And with our first caution of the night, let's take a look to see what happened. Looks like we went back a little far. See if maybe we can go back one more time here, as Keith Mayato coming off the corner just a little loose. Oh, and he was actually hit by the, I believe that was the 51 of Sean Lejeune, or the 54 of Sean Lejeune, and he is going to blow his motor in that Nat Tech machine. So, unfortunate break for the 54, but Joe Mitchell still up front leading these laps. Great racing by these guys so far here tonight. And if you want to take a look at where the hard charger battle is, they're coming on pit road. That is Bob Skinner and Kurt Davidson, 5 spots up in the 14th and 15th position. But right now, let's take a look at how pit stops unfold as everybody comes down pit road. We'll wait for whoever comes off pit road first. And it does look like it will be Joe Mitchell. And Stephen Burnett would also come off in 3rd. Or he was in 3rd. He was battling Travis Wall and Keith Mayato before that accident. Travis Wall in second. Chris Samard fourth. Chris Grosso in fifth. Seth Hatchell in sixth. Adam Baker seventh. Aaron Riley eighth. Luke Bay Gonzalez ninth. And David Gainforth rounding out your top 10. And really, didn't look like there was too many battles on pit road here tonight. As they come around this time, 11 laps in the books. Joe Mitchell is your leader. And it does look like the pace car lights are out already. So we will have to wait for the next caution, if there is a next caution, for interviews, as we don't want to disturb these guys with one to go. But like we do have a leader now in the hard charger, the BZ Designs Hard Charger Award. Take a look at it right now. Bob Skinner, who is right now your BZ Designs Hard Charger, as he has gained 8 positions. He has gained 8 positions, sitting in 11th, started 19th tonight. So great run by Bob Skinner, as he looks to try to get back into the top 10 in top 5 in points. We've seen him be very consistent, start at the back of the fields and work his way towards the front. But we're getting ready to go green. Let's go back up front, as the pace car is going to dip off into pit road. Coming to lap 13 of 145 laps, green flag is out, and Joe Mitchell brings them to the line as we're back to racing here at Kentucky Speedway. And there's already a lot of moving back in the field. Jim Locking was in the middle of all that movement. He's going to come out in 15th, though, as they're still battling back here. He is side by side with the 07 of Billy Howard. He is almost going to clear him going into the corner. He will get a little bit of a run, and no, Billy Howard will not get the run coming off the corner. So that'll put Jim Locking into 19th. Or excuse me, into 13th. Bob Skinner is on the move once again, up to 9th already, as he has now gained 10 positions. Let's go back out front, though. Joe Mitchell and Stephen Burnett now 1-2, and Seth Hatchell also starting to work on the field, as he is now up into 4th. Another driver to watch for the Hard Charger Award here tonight, Kurt Davidson, 9 positions gained, as he is in 11th currently. As we're still early on in this race here tonight. And Sean Lejeune had elected to take his car behind the wall. Tough race for him here tonight. And it does look like Keith Mayato remains on pit road. Trouble for the 101 of David Howard Jr., as he is going to drop through the field. See if we can check to see what happened real quick to David, as he's coming off of 2, loses control of it, hits the wall, keeps it down low, and we stay green. So he will be on pit road, trying to get some damage repaired, trying to get back out there. He will go a lap down. As Joe Mitchell right now able to fend off Stephen Burnett. So with Mayato out, that kind of makes the chase for the most wins this season kind of interesting, as Stephen Burnett's going to go down on the apron, manages to come back up just fine. He is going to lose a little bit more time on Joe Mitchell. And Lynn McNeese now making a move past the 07 of Billy Howard. Billy Howard having some issues back there, but he has only dropped one position here tonight, as Billy Howard sitting in 14th, and now Lynn McNeese in 13th, Jim Locking in 12th. And right behind them, you have the 7 of David Howard Jr. And we have an issue with Travis Wall, as he's not having an issue, he's just getting passed. That was Seth Hatchell and Chris Samard making a pass on him for the 3rd and 4th position. And right now, if you want to take a look at the points standings currently, as it just changed once again with Chris Garoso making a pass into the 5th position, as with that pass, he will have a 1-point lead in the points. And we do have a change in the chase for the Hard Charger Award. Kurt Davidson takes over with 10. He's going to bring it back to 9, as Bob's trying to keep that race going. And we do have another pass. Travis Wall is starting to struggle here. He got the pole here tonight, and he has fallen back 5 positions. Make it 6 with the pass of Adam Baker. Adam Baker going to throw that car right in front of the 44 of Travis Wall. As the distance between Joe Mitchell and Stephen Burnett is tightening down to 2.5 seconds, or 2.25 seconds back, and it is pretty steady right now. Let's take a look back at last year's winner, Lupe Gonzalez, who's currently running 8th. Not a bad run already here tonight for him. 24 laps into this thing. He has gained 2 positions, trying to slowly work his way up through the field. Lupe is known to strike late, so be on the lookout for him when we get to around 40 to go. Let's take a look back at Burnett and how this battle is unfolding between him and Mitchell, Hatchell, and Burnett. And you see there is not much of a gap right now between Burnett and Mitchell. And then you go back to Samard now, who's going to take over the 3rd position. Hatchell having issues. And Hatchell may have disconnected from the race. And that would be huge for points, as we still don't have Hatchell on the track. And timing is updating. Hatchell has disconnected from the race here tonight, as he receives throughput. So that will change things up, as now Garoso gonna try to extend his lead in the points, while Burnett trying to get his 2nd win of the season, and Joe Mitchell trying to capture a win this season. Or excuse me, Joe Mitchell does have a win this season, so he'll be trying to add on to that and possibly break into the top 5, as we do not see Seth Hatchell back on the track. Unfortunate break for him, as he will round out in 20th. But this battle is heating up for the lead, with Joe Mitchell currently up front. 24 laps led for him as we're on lap 29 right now. But Stephen Burnett is hungry, looking for that lead. They are down to 0.2 of a second between first and second. You got to go quite a ways back now to Chris Garoso, as he is in a battle with Chris Samard, and he will take over the third position. We'll go back out front though, because Burnett is still working on Joe Mitchell. Aaron Riley is currently back in 10th. He is running in the top 10. He has lost a spot, and he has got a battle on his hands, as he has David Howard Jr. in front of him, and he has the 41 of Kurt Davidson, who's making a run on the bottom side. He'll not quite get it, and Joe Owen will round out that pack for the moment. And other SoMO drivers currently, that is Jeff Glockner back in 18th. And Joe Owen just made a pass on the 41 of Kurt Davidson. Going back out front, these guys are starting to clip that apron, trying to get as much of a run and make the track as short as they can. 33 laps in the books. Or 32 laps in the books. One caution here tonight. 28 laps led for Joe Mitchell. Your pole winner here tonight was Travis Wall, who hasn't had much success really since getting the pole. Go back out front to Joe Mitchell and watch to see, does he have enough to keep it till they have the green flag stops or another caution. And I'm not sure if he reconnected or he managed to stay connected somehow to the server. But Seth Hatchell is back on the field. He is showing 7 laps down. So he'll have to hope for some cautions, as we are going to have another driver go a lap down. That is Jay Dubuque, who looks like he's bringing it to the pits, as he's going to take the access road. Not a lot of drivers do take that road, but he will try to get down to the pits. Joe Mitchell still out front. 0.2 still separating the front 2 drivers here tonight. Let's go back to Adam Baker, who is starting to work on the 77 of Chris Samard. And we are seeing Jay Dubuque has disconnected, taking his car behind the wall. Didn't see if he got into an incident there, but he has taken his car behind the wall after taking his pit stop. And it does look like another driver who had damage early, David Gainforth, back on the track, coming off of the pit road, getting back on the track right now. Great job by him. He is 20 laps down. So he'll have to make sure he gets up to that minimum track speed and gets back to racing, trying to get as many points as he can here tonight. And I imagine we'll start seeing pit stops 43, maybe 45. As the one caution here tonight was on lap 10. And Aaron Riley now dropping back into 11th. Joe Owen starting to work on some drivers as now he's in contention for the BZ Designs Hard Charger Award with 11 spots gained for him. Started in 21st, currently running in 10th. Bob Skinner also has 11 spots, starting in 19th and now running 8th. As now, Joe Owen looks like he will clear Aaron Riley. Timothy Lewis, David Howard Jr.'s teammate back here, he is gaining a lot of spots as well. 10 spots gained for Timothy Lewis, a driver we talked about in the pre-race show about not having enough races to make the chase this season, but having that one win at Talladega. Go back out front, Joe Mitchell still out there, and Stephen Burnett will clip the wall. He'll lose a little bit of time. He's going to actually lose a lot of time there, as he's going to lose a lot of momentum, able to keep that car under control, but does hit the wall. And he is trying to gain as much of that time back. Stephen Burnett last night in the Lazy Days Racing Xfinity Series was able to pull off a 3rd place finish, so he does know what it takes to drive around Kentucky. And points leader Chris Grosso right behind him in 3rd. And we got a battle back here for the 4th position. That is the 77 of Chris Samard and the 48 of Adam Baker battling for 4th. And there goes Baker to the inside to take that 4th position. Joe Mitchell still out front. He does have a 0.6 second lead on Stephen Burnett. And Travis Wall's struggles continue. He drops back into 8th. And he's going to battle back and get the pass on Bob Skinner, as he is right in the mix with these 3 drivers who are all battling for that BZ Designs Hard Charger Award tonight. As he's got Bob Skinner behind him, who's gained 11 spots. David Howard Jr., who's gained 9 spots, and Joe Owen, who's gained 11 spots. And then you have Aaron Riley, who has dropped 2 spots, and then Timothy Lewis, who has gained 10 spots. So really right in that pack, he has got some guys that are charging towards the front and don't care if he was the pole sitter or not. So we are on lap 45 now. "41 laps led for Joe Mitchell." Great run by him here tonight. And as we hit lap 45, let's see what tonight's trivia question is. Who won the first NASCAR race in the state of Kentucky? Make sure to post what you think the answer to that is in the chat here tonight. And on lap 126, I'll give you the answer. Because if you remember from the pre-race show, this speedway was not open until 2000, and they did not start racing NASCAR here until 2011. Joe Mitchell able to extend his lead out to 0.7 seconds. We're going to start seeing those pit stops here any time now, as I think we might see Bob Skinner getting ready to come down pit road, as he is actually going to drop 4 positions. Maybe he is trying to set himself up to come to pit road, as he's going to let David Howard Jr., Joe Owen, and Travis Wall all by him. NASCAR Cup Series winner. And I'll give everybody a hint, it is not a current active driver. Joe Mitchell still 0.7 seconds ahead from his second place starting position to the lead. 44 laps led now. And let's take a look at where the top 5 started and where they are now. Joe Mitchell, of course, did start second. He is in first. Stephen Burnett, who started 5th, into 2nd. Chris Grosso from 6th to 3rd. Adam Baker from 8th to 4th. And Chris Samard from 4th back to 5th. And Stephen Burnett is starting to close that gap down to 0.4 seconds, but is it enough before the pit stops? And we are starting to see those pit stops. Aaron Riley down pit road. It does look like Lynn McNeese, Timothy Lewis all on pit road. Jeff Glockner may have already pitted, and Bob Skinner continues to fall back as he tries to stay on the track as long as he can. Or no, Bob Skinner is on pit road. Kurt Davidson also on pit road. As drivers starting to get lapped now. Taking those pit stops. Lupe Gonzalez coming off pit road now. As your last driver on the lead lap is Jim Locking. As David Howard Jr. now hitting pit road. As we are going to have 9 drivers on the lead lap, as Jim Locking does elect to stay out. And we are seeing Joe Mitchell extend that lead a little bit more here as they come near the end of this tire run. And Stephen Burnett gets a little bit wiggly coming off the corner. And speaking of wiggly, let's take a look back at the Piggly Wiggly car, the 44 of Travis Wall, as he is still running back here in 7th. Not exactly the best day he's had, but he is out here battling, trying to get as much as he can and get as many points as he can for Max Rev Motorsports. And taking a look at those guys right now, Stephen Burnett in 2nd, Travis Wall in 7th, and we do not see Justin Kern out here, so we do know that Travis Wall needs to score as many points for the team as he can. Right now, your hard charger goes to the 6th place driver in the 24, Joe Owen. 15 spots gained for him. We do know that'll be wiped away come hitting, though. And now Travis Wall comes down pit road. 7 drivers still on pit road have yet to pit. As Travis Wall will be your most current driver down pit road. And the way this thing is spreading out, we might have green flag racing to the end of this race. And we do have another driver down pit road. That is Randy McCanney, as he is going to bring his number 90 machine down pit road. As we will now have 6 drivers on the lead lap. Travis Wall, not sure what happened to him as he drops through the field. He will drop all the way back to 17th for the pole sitter. So 6 drivers remaining on the track have yet to pit. Joe Mitchell, Stephen Burnett, Adam Baker, Chris Samard, Chris Grosso, and Joe Owen. And it did look like, yes, it's the 42 of Chris Grosso coming down pit road. So that'll give the 5th position up to Joe Owen, who's now gained 16 positions here tonight. But the battle up front, look at this. We have Joe Mitchell, Stephen Burnett, and then you have the lap car of Seth Hatchell, who's currently running 19th. He did have that unfortunate connection issue earlier today, as he's going to slide through those two drivers. And Joe Mitchell with some trouble coming on pit road, but he will make it to pit road. We'll see if he did get a speeding penalty. But that's going to give the lead up to Stephen Burnett here on lap 60, getting his first lap led here tonight. So Joe Mitchell, Chris Grosso to pit road. That leaves Stephen Burnett, Adam Baker, Chris Samard, and Joe Owen, your only drivers not to have pitted. And a ton of drivers, it looks like, coming, or excuse me, though, we do not have a bunch of drivers gaining the lap back. They will get it back now, though, as Stephen Burnett comes to pit road. Chris Samard's going to follow. Joe Owen stays out. So does Adam Baker. And here comes Adam Baker. Does Joe Owen stay out? He does not. So Joe Owen will come in. That should give your lead up to. And look at this. We are going to have last year's winner up front as Lupe Gonzalez comes around. Adam Baker and Joe Owen on pit road. Lupe Gonzalez up front. And does Adam Baker beat him off pit road? He's coming around 3 and 4 right now. He's going to have to get a lot of speed coming out of the pits, and it doesn't look like he'll get the lead. Lupe Gonzalez, 9 positions back, pitted early, takes the lead here tonight, showing that he's meant to be up there. And look at second place, Bob Skinner. 17 positions gained for him, and behind him you have Diamond State Racing's David Howard Jr., who's actually going to take over the second spot. Little bit of wiggle there by both drivers. There is a huge gap, though, to Lupe, as it is an 3.5 second gap from Lupe to Bob Skinner. We're going to watch this second place battle unfold as these two drivers, Bob Skinner, who started all the way at the back of the field tonight, started 19th up in second, and David Howard Jr., who started 16th, I believe, all the way up in third. But right behind them, you do have Chris Grosso, and we do have a caution. Was it Chris Samard or Aaron Riley? As Aaron Riley's having some issues. See Chris Samard on pit road smoking. Let's take a look to see what happened to cause our second caution of the night. Oh, and Aaron Riley went for a ride. Let's take a look. Oh, it was the 42 clipping Aaron Riley. Let's see if we can take one more look at that, as Stephen Burnett really had nowhere to go as the 42 makes contact with the 3. And we'll see it come into view right here. Burnett with nowhere to go locks him up, takes some damage to the front side. See if we can take one more look, as the 8 of Seth Hatchell also involved. Take one more look at this. And I'm not sure. See if we can see what might have happened to Seth Hatchell. Not sure what happened to Hatchell in that incident. Oh, and the 77 T-bones the 33 of Aaron Riley. Seth Hatchell spins it, no damage for him. See if we can take one look last as Aaron Riley trying to get off the track. The 77, nowhere to go, goes right into him. So big changes on the track as we're gonna see a lot of drivers start to fall back. And did we have a lead change during that time? As it does look like Adam Baker elected to stay out, and the 8 of Seth Hatchell and the 101 of David Gainforth trying to get one lap back here tonight. And as we get ready to go back to racing, let's take a look. Let's have a chat with the number 7 of David Howard Jr. See if we can get him on the radio here. David Howard Jr., you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, this is Stephen Parks up in the PBR broadcasting booth. You look like you're having a lot of fun out there. 14 positions gained. How's the car doing for you?
It's pretty awesome, man. It's hooked up right now, and you know, going towards the front. If we can get the green flag runs, that's the big key.
Now, you and Bob Skinner seem to be battling it out pretty hard up there, and you guys, he's gained 16, you've gained 14. You think you got something for Bob up there?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's pretty tough. I thought I had something for him, and he crossed me over and got back by me, man. But that's what this is all about, man. That's freaking awesome racing, and hope we can do some more of that, hopefully for the win here later on.
All right. Well, we hope to speak to you later on tonight. Stay safe out there.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, bud.
And that is David Howard Jr. from 18th up into 4th. And we'll go back now as they are on 1 to go. So huge wreck with huge turnaround as Burnett still on pit road. He will go 1 lap down. Tough break for him. He will go 1 lap down, but he has a shot. He will be in the lucky dog position. Adam Baker, though, back up front as he elects to stay out. Lupe Gonzalez running that second. Let's take a look at the top 5 before we go back to racing. Adam Baker from 8th to 1st. Lupe Gonzalez from 10th to 2nd. Bob Skinner from 19th to 3rd. David Howard Jr. from 18th to 4th. And I believe it is Chris Garoso in 5th from 6th. Pace car will dip down. We're going to go back green flag racing here. Lap 68 of 145, just past halfway. And there's the green flag. We're back to racing here tonight at the Lazy Days Racing 220 at Kentucky Speedway. Lots of battling going on early. Lupe trying to get the lead back from Adam Baker and those fresh tires. And we have the 07 spinning. No caution. We did see Billy Howard as he is down on the apron still. Let's see if we can take a look to see exactly what happened to him. And he just does a self-spin at the back of the pack, able to keep it out at everybody else and get down off the track. So we're going to stay green here. He's coming to pit road, though. We'll go back out front. Lupe Gonzalez takes over the lead. Bob Skinner's going to give a battle for the lead. And now we do have the caution out. It is Travis Wall, the pole sitter, who looks to have spun it coming off of 2. We'll take a look back really quick with our replay. And you see right there, it was just a self spin. He's able to keep it off of everything. No damage for the 44 Piggly Wiggly machine. And he will keep the car clean. Get back on the track and try to gain some of those positions back. And we'll have to see who gets... Billy Howard did have damage, was on pit road. That should give the lucky dog to the 5 of Stephen Burnett. As we hit lap 70. Lupe Gonzalez taking back over the lead. Still in search of that first win this season. And he's trying to do it at a track that he won last year. And it doesn't look like we'll have any pit stops this time around. Excuse me, we will. The one driver that stayed out, Adam Baker, comes down pit road. And then behind him, you have a whole bunch of cars coming down pit road. That is Joe Owen, Kurt Davidson, Timothy Lewis, Jim Locking, Randy McCanny. And they're going to get all jumbled up here now. But it is Randy McCanny, Jeff Glockner, Travis Wall. It does look like Billy Howard and Chris Samard have both pulled their cars behind the wall. But I imagine we do see the 5 of Stephen Burnett. As he will get the wave around. He will gain 1 lap back. He was scored as 2 laps down. He will now be 1 lap down. And with this caution, let's take a run down through the field and see how this field is set right now. Lupe Gonzalez will be up front. Bob Skinner in second from 19th to 2nd. David Howard Jr. from 18th to 3rd. Chris Caroso currently sitting in 4th. Adam Baker, not sure if this is correct scoring. It is not. So it'll be Lynn McNeese in 5th. Joe Mitchell in 6th, who did lead 54 laps. Does have the most laps led here tonight. Adam Baker, who also has 5 laps led, will be in 7th. Joe Owen in 8th. Kurt Davidson in 9th. Timothy Lewis in 10th. Jim Locking 11th. Randy McCanny in 12th. Travis Wall, after that spin, will come out in 13th. Jeff Glockner back in 14th. Aaron Riley still out there driving around on pit road, trying to get some more damage fixed. Stephen Burnett 1 lap down on pit road. Billy Howard on pit road as well. Seth Hatchell back in 18th. Chris Samard sitting on pit road in 19th. David Gainforth in 20th. Your last car on the track, well, in pit road, that is Keith Mayato in 22nd. And as we still do not have the 1 to go, well, we want to remind everyone at home to hit that subscribe button, because next week, the Lazy Days Racing Cup Series heads to Loudon, New Hampshire for the SoMO Garage 145, and you can catch it all. You can catch all the live action here at PBR Broadcasting. So it does look like they will get the 1 to go this time, as these guys are already starting to double up. The pace car lights are out. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Kentucky. So Lupe Gonzalez wasn't able to hold his title for the Sonoma win, but he's coming back with vengeance here tonight, as he will bring these guys to the green for lap 74. 3 cautions here tonight with a long green flag run in between caution 1 and 2. Great driving by these guys here so far tonight. And all you got to do is look at second and third. 17 positions gained, 14 positions gained. Pace car goes off the track. Here we go. Lupe Gonzalez brings him to the line. And we are back green flag racing here at Kentucky Speedway. And they're going to fan out pretty good behind Lupe Gonzalez as the battle will go on for second. David Howard Jr. trying to get a bumper into the 42, and Chris Samard's going to push the 82 up the hill. The 88 of Jeff Glockner goes spinning. We'll take a look back to see what happened to Jeff, as it looks to be a self-spin. He just came off the corner, never quit turning right. And we do have a new leader, Bob Skinner, getting his first lap led of the night on lap 75. And Lupe Gonzalez will take that right back. Bob Skinner trying to battle on the outside to keep it. The 18 of Joe Mitchell up there trying to get his nose in there and try to lead more laps once again. Bob Skinner, second lap led now, as he's making it work on that outside line. And he almost clears Lupe. He does clear Lupe. He's going to try to drop behind him, or drop in front of him, excuse me. Now Joe Mitchell on the bottom line, as he's going to have Lupe Gonzalez jump right in front of him. And now we're seeing, can Grosso make some highline magic? He will not. Joe Mitchell to the high line. And the lap car in the way. That is the 07 of Billy Howard. He is going to mix it up. And it's going to get a little bit crazy here as they come off the corner. The 07 was kind of in the way, but Bob Skinner will gain control of it. They're going to fan out, and that's going to shift Lupe back into third. Grosso now into second. Side by side they go. The battle for second unfolds between Grosso and Lupe, and Grosso does look like to clear him. That is going to give the battle up to Joe Mitchell and Lupe now. Joe Mitchell will move into the third position. Lupe stuck on that high side. He's got Lynn McNeese now behind him, as they're going to go single file action now. 24 of Joe Owen trying to get into the mix as well, and the 41 of Kurt Davidson. Bob Skinner now 6 laps led as we come to lap 80. And here comes Grosso on the inside. Had the run coming off the corner, and he will not get it. He was stuck behind the 82 coming off the corner. He did have that inside run. And are we seeing the 82's tires run up too quick as he gets his laps led here tonight? As once again, Chris Samard going to take a shot. He's going to the inside. He's not going to quite get the bumper in there, so he will go back single file. Look at the battle behind them, though. You have Joe Owen in this battle with the 70. They're going to go 3 wide now. 24 of Joe Owen, the 84 of Lynn McNeese, and the 41 of Kurt Davidson. 3 wide into the corner. They're going to clear it up pretty quickly, but Joe Owen's still trying to get in there. He's got tons of cars around him. That is the 48 of Adam Baker, the 7 of David Howard Jr., the 8 of Seth Hatchell, and the 44 of Travis Wall. And we have a pass for the lead. Chris Grosso, your current points leader, up front. He's going to make the pass and get his first lap led of the night. He will. He'll get his first lap led and take the lead from Bob Skinner. Now Joe Mitchell trying to make the pass. The 82 struggling on tires right now. And the 82 trying to stick it to the back of the 42, trying to get a run. He's going to get a little bit loose. He will regain that car, though. And really, the top four have single filed action, or have filed it out. Let's go back to fifth, though, because you have tons of cars battling for this fifth position, as Kurt Davidson currently holds on to the fifth position. Lynn McNeese behind him trying to get in there. Adam Baker, Joe Owen, Travis Wall, David Howard Jr., Jim Locking, and even a lap car of Seth Hatchell in that group. And on the very tail end, I believe you have the 4 of Timothy Lewis. So it is a pretty big battle back here for the fifth position. Adam Baker in that sixth position looks to be falling off a little bit. He's going to take that group with him, as the 41 is now going to get out a little bit on that pack. And your last car on the lead lap right now is Aaron Riley. All that damage he got, he is still on the lead lap out there racing. Let's go back out. Let's go back and watch this battle for now the sixth position, or the seventh position, as really this battle is starting to work itself out. Joe Owen kind of stuck to the bottom. He will get a nice run coming off the corner, as he will make the pass for the seventh position. Lynn McNeese on the high side, David Howard Jr. behind him. And right now it is a great showing by the Diamond State Racing team, as David Howard Jr. currently scored as 8th and Timothy Lewis currently scored as 11th. Those guys are trying to work together, trying to get each other up the field. They both started in the back of the field. And looked like we might go 3 wide there for a second, as Lynn McNeese trying to find his way through the field. And we did have a pass for the fifth position. Adam Baker up into the top 5. And Bob Skinner might be running into trouble. He is dropping off of Chris Grosso, and Joe Mitchell is starting to catch him. Lupe Gonzalez has fallen off a pretty good amount as well. Adam Baker back here 2.8 seconds back from the leader, and he still has the 41 of Kurt Davidson on his tail. And now we see the 7 of David Howard Jr. making the pass on the 24 of Joe Owen, as he will move into 7th, as they're going to continue to battle in for the... We thought we were going to have a couple drivers dropping out there for a second, but they have come back. That was Chris Garoso and Adam Baker leaving the track for a split second. A couple drivers that have dropped out. Billy Howard and Jeff Glockner done for the day. Keith Mayato, don't believe is back. He is back on the track. Go back out front, as Chris Garoso has opened up the lead, as he's starting to get a run here. He is coming on, and he's trying to take back that title for the most wins this season in SoMO, with Keith Mayato way back in 22nd after another wreck-filled week for Keith Mayato. Garoso trying to take advantage of that wreck. Bob Skinner back in 2nd. He does have some laps led. Joe Mitchell, though, right on his tail, trying to go to the outside line, trying to make the run. And he'll get the bumper in there to try to force the 82 machine down the hill. And they're gonna go side by side, coming out of two, and Grosso has now opened a 1.2 second lead on those guys as they battle it out for the second position. Joe Mitchell taken back over second where he started, so he is back to even on the day. Bob Skinner gets a little bit loose coming out of the corner, but will regain control of that car. Randy McCann, though, in a battle back here for the 12th position with Jim Locking. As they're coming up on Lynn McNeese, who is having some issues with his tires burned up. He is trying to do everything he can to stay in the top 10, but he's actually fallen out of the top 10. He is in 11th after battling for 5th earlier. And we have a pass for 4th. Adam Baker passing Lupe Gonzalez. So Adam Baker will make his way into the top 4 now, as Lupe starting to fall off after leading laps earlier on in this race. About halfway he took the lead. And now David Howard Jr. looking to make a run and get into the top 5 as well, as he's going to close the gap between him and Lupe Gonzalez. And not sure what's happening to the pole sitter, but he is coming off of pit road right now. As maybe I think we are getting close to our second pit stops of the night. As right now, your lucky dog, if a caution were to come out, Stephen Burnett, 1 lap down. And Lupe Gonzalez will fall yet another position. David Howard Jr. moves up into the top 5, passing the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez. And we'll look to see when those pit stops start happening. 13 cars on the lead lap. We are on lap 99 now of this 145 lap contest. 3 cautions here tonight. Let's take a look at the race summary as these guys race it out. Go up front and watch Grosso while we do this, as he has extended that lead to 1.5 seconds. The leader is, of course, Christopher Grosso. 8 lead changes tonight. 29.094 belongs to none other than the 5 of Stephen Burnett. 3 cautions for 11 laps, and 45 laps will remain, or 46 laps remaining right now in this race here tonight, as Grosso tries to win one for Lazy Days Racing and the race they sponsor. As Lupe Gonzalez continues to fall, now having Joe Owen pass him. Lupe now back in 7th. He is coming down pit road. He has had enough. He is going to get a little bit loose coming off the corner. Did he speed? Looked like he came to a complete stop. We'll see if he comes down pit road once again, but it does look like he is one of our first takers to pit road to call it quits on these tires. So now we'll look to see who comes down pit road next. 12 cars on that lead lap, 12 cars to pit. And if you want to see somebody who is out there battling, doing everything he can, gaining as many points as he can, look none further than Aaron Riley. 12, he's in 12th right now. He has also had 5 pit stops already here tonight. And we do have a position change for 3rd. Adam Baker takes it from Bob Skinner. And Lupe Gonzalez came off pit road. Did he go back to pit road? He did not. So Lupe Gonzalez gets out of the speeding penalty. We'll see if he can make a run towards the front as pit stops start to happen. Travis Wall is also a lap down, and it is showing he has pitted. Lupe Gonzalez now making the pass to get back on that lead lap, it looks like. Or was he 2 laps down? Yeah, excuse me. Lupe Gonzalez was 2 laps down. As I think the slide through pit road may have caused him some more time. Bob Skinner now down pit road. Aaron Riley will still be your last car on the lead lap. He has just made the pass on Bob Skinner. Chris Garoso out front leading this thing 1.5 seconds ahead. And we do have another pit. That is Adam Baker and David Howard Jr. down pit road. And Timothy Lewis of Diamond State Racing will come down with his teammate. And Lynn McNeese will join them. So 4 more cars down pit road. Calling it quits on those tires. That'll give 7 drivers remaining on the lead lap. 7 drivers yet to pit here tonight. For the last time tonight, pending another caution. And we do have another ticker down pit road. That is the 18 of Joe Mitchell. Joe Mitchell bringing his car down pit road. That'll make 6 remaining on the lead lap and 6 remaining to pit. And now we do have more drivers coming down pit road. That is Chris Garoso, Joe Owen coming down pit road. That'll give the lead up to the 41 of Kurt Davidson, who lead his first lap of the night here tonight. And he will get his first lap led with that bonus point. And your top 3. Actually, let's not even talk about the top 3. Let's look at the top 5 before they come down pit road, as there is a change now. But Randy McCaney, Kurt Davidson, Jim Locking, Aaron Riley, and Travis Wall all making up that top 5. Kurt Davidson down pit road. So Randy McCaney will get a bonus point here tonight on lap 110 of 145 laps. And your top 3 as it sits right now: Randy McCaney, Jim Locking, and Aaron Riley. Travis Wall, the pole sitter, in 5th. He'll move up into 4th. Randy McCaney coming down pit road. Does Jim Locking come down as well? He does not. He'll stay out and he'll gain a bonus point. So Jim Locking stays out, gains that lap led, and gains a bonus point. Randy McCaney down pit road. Aaron Riley currently showing as 2nd. And And it does look like Jim Locking stays out one more lap, as he'll now have 2 laps led here tonight. And we're back to 11 drivers on the lead lap. And now Jim Locking bringing it down pit road. And if Aaron Riley can beat Travis Wald to the line and he stays out, Aaron Riley will get a lap lead, damage and all, one more pit stop than everybody else. And he is out here leading the race. So Aaron Riley gains a bonus point. And I believe he is the last car to have yet to pit. As if this is correct, I'm showing he has 41 laps on these tires. Second place, Travis Wall currently has 17. Adam Baker has almost 8 laps completed on that set of tires. Stephen Burnett also back on the lead lap in 10th, but he does have 42 laps on those set of tires. As he's bringing it down pit road now, Aaron Riley still out there leading the race. And he does have a 4.6 second gap back to second, Travis Wall. As Burnett has taken his pit, he's going to go back to 1 lap down. And we are seeing that gap close between first and second. Aaron Riley down to a 3.5 second lead. Four laps led now for Aaron, 2.7 second lead. And Travis Wall, the man who started up front, struggled early and has battled back, trying to get back his lead and lead some more laps here tonight. And right now, your hard charger, if you were to count it right now, is David Howard Jr., who started way back in 18th. He is running in 4th right now, with Joe Mitchell currently making the pass. That actually ties it up, depending on what happens here. Right now, he has 14, but then you have Joe Owen in 8th, who went from 22nd to 8th. And Timothy Lewis right behind him, who's gone from 23rd to 9th. We'll go back up front because Travis Wall is coming quick on Aaron Riley. 0.5 second gap now as we come to lap 119. And Travis Wall will go to the inside, and he will make the clean pass pretty easily on the 33 of Aaron Riley. Aaron's got to be happy, though, where he sits right now in this race. And as we come to lap 120, let's take a look at where everybody sits and where they started here tonight. Travis Wall will just gain his 5th lap lead. He started on the pole tonight. He has been all through the field, as we are now seeing him back up front. Aaron Riley, who started 9th, will lead 7 laps and is currently in 2nd. Adam Baker has 5 laps scored for him for laps led. Started 8th tonight, currently running in 3rd. David Howard Jr. 18th to 4th. He is in a battle right now with the points leader, Chris Grosso. 26 laps led for Grosso from 6th to 5th. Joe Mitchell, 54 laps led, most laps led here tonight. Started 2nd, currently running in 6th. Bob Skinner started 19th tonight, has 8 laps led, currently running in 7th. Joe Owen started 22nd tonight, up into 8th. Timothy Lewis from 23rd to 9th. Kurt Davidson from 20th to 10th also has 1 lap led. Randy McCaney from 14th to 11th has 1 lap led as well. Lynn McNeese started 15th tonight, is currently showing in 12th. Lupe Gonzalez has 9 laps led, started in 10th tonight, and is showing as 13th. Jim Locking, 2 laps led for him, started in 16th, currently running in 14th. Stephen Burnett, currently your lucky dog, has 1 lap led, started in 5th tonight, and is showing as 15th. Seth Hatchell battled back from a disconnect earlier as he started 7th, has battled back up to 16th. David Gainforth, after an early spin, from 11th to 17th. And you got to go back to 20th. The 77 of Chris Simard started 4th tonight, ran into some trouble. He is currently showing us 20th. And in 21st, your last car on the track, that is Keith Mayato, who started 3rd and is running 21st. And while we were going through that, we did have a change for the lead. The 48 of Adam Baker back out front. As Travis Wall is starting to fall back through the field once again. Your top 3, actually let's look at the top 5. Adam Baker, Chris Grosso, David Howard Jr., Travis Wall, and Joe Mitchell. And as we come to lap 126, we mentioned it earlier, we were going to get back to this. We are going to do it right now. Who won the first NASCAR race in the state of Kentucky? You got to go all the way back to 1954 to get that answer. And it was the king of dirt, Lee Petty, at Corbin Speedway, back when NASCAR ran on the dirt. After they quit racing at Corbin Speedway, it wasn't until 2011 when NASCAR had another winner in Kentucky. And this battle is going to start to unfold now. 19 to go. Adam Baker, Chris Grosso up front. And we're waiting to see how this battle unfolds as Grosso starting to get a run on Adam Baker. He's going to close that below 0.2 seconds. We're going to see it extend once again, but we have 17 to go here tonight. Only 3 cautions. And we have had a pretty good race here tonight. Chris Grosso now to the inside. He's going to make the pass. He's going to jump on the mistake by the 48, who gets a little bit loose coming out of the corner. Had to let off to keep out of the wall, and that'll give the lead up to Christopher Grosso, who will try to extend his points lead on Seth Hatchell, who is currently running back in 16th. Grosso has 27 laps led, but Adam Baker not willing to give up just yet. He is putting the pressure on the 42 with 15 to go. And as we come to 15 to go, whoa, David Howard Jr. back there. Adam Baker now going to the inside line. He's going to try to make the run on the 42. Coming out of the corner, he will not be able to stick it. The 42 will drop down in front of him. And David Howard Jr. does drop back to 4th. But with this battle up front, you got to look at that battle between Garosa and Mayato. Keith Mayato, who's having a rough day, does have 4 wins to Garosa's 3 wins. As Garosa, Adam Baker into the wall. And that'll give second up to Joe Mitchell. David Howard Jr. now going to try to make that run, and we do have a caution. Not quite sure where it came from, but that is going to put, I believe it was Aaron Riley who was sitting on pit road. We'll take a look with our 4th caution of the night. Oh, and I think I saw it. It was the 84. And I believe that was the second time. That is the second time Aaron Riley has been turned tonight. Tough race for that 33 machine, as the 84 of Lynn McNeese will spin him around this time tonight. But right now, this makes things interesting. This puts kind of a lot of drivers in a tough situation. Do you pit? Do you risk maybe losing a spot? Do you take 2 and hope for a quick caution that ends the race? And here we go, coming down pit road. See all the drivers coming down there right now. Who takes 2? Who stays out? And it doesn't look like anybody stayed out. Stephen Burnett back on the lead lap. We'll see how many changes there are for position here tonight. And it looks like a 4-tire change for everybody. And Joe Mitchell tried to make it happen. He'll come out in second, it looks like. No, they will give it to Adam Baker. No, they will not. They'll give it to Joe Mitchell. Adam Baker will come out in 3rd, so he is going to drop 1 position. David Howard Jr. 4th. Travis Wall into 5th. Joe Owen in 6th. Kirk Davidson 7th, Bob Skinner in 8th, Randy McKinney in 9th, and Timothy Lewis will round out your top 10. Take a look through the other pit stops and see how they went, as the lap cars will start making their way to pit road. Stephen Burnett back on the lead lap after all the struggles he's had early on. I'm not sure if he's going to have quite enough to make it towards the front. Maybe a top 10. And last year's winner, Lupe Gonzalez, sitting at the back of the lead lap cars. But Garoso still out front. And we do look to have 1 car staying on as the 101 of David Gainforth. He will gain 1 lap back. And I believe he'll still be multiple laps down, as it is currently showing him 20 laps down. But as we have some time here, I would like to thank everybody for coming out and watching the race here tonight. Been a great race between these guys. And we've had a lot of lead changes. Let's take a look at the race summary. 15 lead changes tonight, and your fastest lap still belongs to Stephen Burnett. 4 cautions for 14 laps. 10 laps do remain in this race here tonight. And while we're under caution, make sure to hit that subscribe button and subscribe to PBR Broadcasting, as next week SoMO Racing heads to New Hampshire. Short track racing should be great. Make sure to come by next week, Thursday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern for the pre-race and then the race. And I'm sure these guys will put on another great race and try to make it work on the short track. And Grosso taking the high side. Interesting move by Christopher Grosso, as he's going to let Joe Mitchell on the bottom. Let's take a look at the top 5 right now. Christopher Grosso is up front. He started in 6th. Joe Mitchell is actually in 2nd. He started 2nd tonight. Adam Baker currently showing in 3rd. Started 8th. David Howard Jr., who started 18th, up in 4th. And your 5th car is Travis Wall, who started on the pole. I had my mic muted. But we'll get back to that. Let's take a look at that really quick again, actually. That was an interesting turn of events as the 41 snaps loose. He actually avoids everybody in that wreck. Doesn't take any damage. Meanwhile, you have Seth Hatchell involved, 77 of Chris Samard involved, David Gainforth involved, Randy McCaney involved. Lynn McNeese sent Randy McCaney for a spin there. Interesting development there, and we will have a shootout to the end with Joe Mitchell leading the field. So not much has changed since the last green flag. The biggest change, Joe Mitchell, now your leader. Over the 42 of Christopher Garoso. And we've talked about it all race long. Right now, your BZ Designs Hard Charger winner is Joe Owen, 22nd to 6th. So great job by him. And the other driver you got to give it up for right now, Stephen Burnett, who was involved in a wreck earlier, went 2 laps down, back on the lead lap, running in 12th. So we should have a 2-lap shootout, possibly a 3-lap shootout. We'll wait for the pace car lights to go out. But as we get near the end of this race, remember, we will have the PBR broadcasting post-race show. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back. We'll have the interviews with some of the top 3. I'm not sure if we have all the top 3 here tonight to speak to us, but we'll get as many as we can. We'll talk to Joe Owen or whoever wins that BZ Designs Hard Charger Award as well. And then we will get ready to go to our 4th different track, as we will have gone the road course, we'll have gone to the super speedway, we'll done the 1.5 miles, and then we'll do short track racing. Oh, and we were on replay still. Joe Mitchell will bring him around. Green flag is out. 3 laps do remain here tonight. And Grosso trying to make it work on that high side. He is not going to make it work. Joe Mitchell is going to clear him. David Howard Jr. now trying to make it work on the inside of the 48 of Adam Baker. He will make the pass and move into 3rd position. Joe Owen trying to make it stick, and he is falling back quick. As right now your top 3 is Joe Mitchell, Chris Garoso, David Howard Jr., and they're going to battle it out for that 3rd position with 2 to go. As now David Howard Jr. stuck on the high side, Adam Baker on the low side. They have got a huge battle of cars trying to make their way through the field for the final 2 laps. Travis Wall looking 3 wide. He will not go 3 wide. He'll remain 2 wide. As now he's going to go side by side with David Howard Jr., Lynn McNeese, and Joe Mitchell, or Bob Skinner behind him. Adam Baker's going to throw the block on the 84 as the white flag is out. 1 more lap of racing here tonight. Let's go up front because this battle is unfolding as we're coming near the end. Chris Garoso is going to have 1 more shot to try to make it work. And does he get it? It doesn't look like he will. So your winner tonight, Joe Mitchell, will be your winner here tonight for the Lazy Days Racing 220 at Kentucky. And we will be right back with the interviews right after this. And we are here with Joe Mitchell. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you did everything you needed to out there tonight. We saw you start near the front. You led some laps. You actually end up leading 62 laps. You fall back kind of midway, and then you come out at the end. How was the race for you tonight?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was really good early on. I don't know if the track went through some kind of change because it didn't feel the same the second half of the race. I started to struggle a little bit, and yeah, I didn't have the same handling I did early on, and got caught up in a lot of tough battles with these guys, and I don't know how I made it work at the end, but I'm glad I did. That was a lot of fun.
Now, next week, we do switch it up once again. We've gone road course. We've gone super speedway. We've gone now 1.5 miles. Next week, we go to the short tracks. How do you think you'll be able to compete out there for another win?
Yeah, I kind of like the short tracks. Not so much like Martinsville, but like Bristol and what's some other ones? Dover, New Hampshire. That's where we're going, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that one's a little more tough just because there's not really any banking. You really got to hit your marks consistently every lap. Sometimes I'm okay, sometimes I struggle. I guess we'll do some testing and see where I stack up.
Well, tonight, you do start second. You lead 62 laps. Most laps led here tonight, and you get the win. You help MB Motorsports extend that lead for the team championship. Anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you and at Parks Brothers Broadcasting. I appreciate you guys coming on board and bringing these Thursday races on to everybody. I got to thank Paul, Aaron, all the admins at Southern Motorsports. It's so much fun to race with these guys, and there's so many good racers. It's pretty challenging. I got to thank my teammates at MB Motorsports. Adam helped me out a ton on those late restarts. He was trying to give me some pushes to get me going. I think I kind of owe that one to him a little bit, and I'd like to thank my wife and son.
Well, congrats on the win. I know it's got to feel good, especially after some struggles earlier on in the season. Now you're trying to make that run towards the chase, and you are locked in. So we hope to see you next week out at New Hampshire.
Yes, sir. I'll be there, and thank you.
And we'll now go to second place. Chris Garoso. Chris Grosso, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
You battled out there all night long, and unfortunately, you didn't have enough to pull it off. But you come away with a second place finish. How was the car out there tonight?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Just got a little bit of tightness at the end. Just needed a couple more laps. It was just bummed about the last caution. We had him on the outside there, and the caution came out. So you had to control the restart. But overall, it was pretty good racing. The cars felt good. It was good to be able to run, side by side. The outside lane kind of really came in towards the end, so that was kind of nice.
Now I gotta ask, because that was the first time I've actually seen somebody, prefer the high line here. Were you finding success out there?
Yeah, I like the high line. On that last restart, we were debating it, but if the caution would have came out, probably another 4 feet, we would have cleared him off of 3 and 4. If you get a better run, for me at least, when I was driving, you get a better run on the outside, and then in 3 and 4, it gets so tight on the inside. If you squeeze them, you can clear them. I had a couple passes like that throughout the race.
Well, next week we do switch it up once again. We go back to short track racing as we head to New Hampshire. How are you at New Hampshire? Do you expect to have some success out there?
Yeah, I hope so. We won Martinsville in the early parts of the year, so I kind of like some gas and brake action, a little bumping and banging. It's a little different pace.
Well, you do start 6th tonight. You lead 35 laps. Come away with a second place finish. Who would you like to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to you guys for the broadcast, and I think it was a good show tonight. We had a lot of good racing. Eric Briley and Lazy Days Racing, they make everything possible for me. Chris Fowler, my spotter, he's back up on the box tonight, and his wife was cheering us on, so she was kind of a lucky charm for us. And Nate Anderson, our car owner.
Well, congrats once again on your second place finish, and we hope to see you next week out at New Hampshire.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Steve. I'll see you next week.
Now we will go to our third place finisher, who was David Howard Jr., I believe. We will find out really quick if he was. I think there's a little bit of mix-up on here, but we will figure out real quick. David Howard Jr., you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, Steven.
Well, you start all the way in the back. You start in 18th. You come away with a third place, and you are the BZ Designs Hard Charger Award winner tonight. How was the car out there for you?
Man, it was really, really awesome. I wish it could have gone green longer, though. We had a green flag car, not necessarily great on them short runs.
Yeah, we did see you on the long runs really making those positions up, and you got to be happy though with you did have 15 positions gained tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. That's a tribute to all the hard work back in the shop. My new crew chief, Rick Brazel, just came on board. I think this is his second or third race on board, crew chief and spotter with us. Kind of new, and we're working the kinks out, and man, to get a third right off the bat in the Cup Series is pretty cool.
Now, next week we switch it up once again. You guys go to the short track of New Hampshire. You don't really have all the banking there. Do you expect to be able to compete out there and hopefully get in the top 3 again?
I got to be honest with you, Steven. That's always been a thorn in my side. That's my worst track overall, and I just never really cared for the place. But that said, we've been fast week in and week out and hope to do the same there.
Well, once again, you do start 18th. You get the BZ Designs Hard Charger Award tonight, and you finish 3rd. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to BZ Designs for that cool award, man. That's pretty cool to get that. Don't necessarily, I guess, want that award. That means you got to pass a lot of cars, but tonight we just didn't feel like qualifying was going to be our thing, and it worked out for us well. Just got to give a big shout out to you guys taking over the broadcast here, Parks Brothers Racing's top-notch broadcasting. Give a shout out to Paul Zoda. I know he's watching out there. Appreciate all he does. A lot of hard work in this, and that's the man that makes it happen. Also, Lazy Days Racing, Eric Briley. Everything he does is amazing. All our sponsors, we got a lot of them. Creekfire.com, Jaguar, Hardee's, several guys that put a lot of money and effort into this thing. So I'd like to thank all of them, thank my wife and kids, and my crew chief, Rick Brazel, I just mentioned. Pretty cool having him on board, and he stepped right up, and we're getting great finishes together.
Well, congrats on your 3rd place finish again here tonight, and we hope to see you next week out at New Hampshire.
Hey, thanks a lot, Steven.
All right, and we will take a look at the results for tonight. Joe Mitchell will come away with a win in his Toyota and get another win for MB Motorsports. Chris Garoso of Lazy Days Racing will come in 2nd and extend his lead over Seth Hatchell. 3rd place will go to David Howard Jr., who was the BZ Designs Hard Charger Award winner here tonight, gaining 15 positions. Adam Baker will finish 4th. Bob Skinner will finish 5th. Travis Wall will finish 6th. Lynn McNeese in 7th. Jim Locking in 8th. Joe Owen in 9th. Luke Bay Gonzalez in 10th. Stephen Burnett will finish 11th. Randy McCaney will finish 12th. Kurt Davidson will finish 13th. Timothy Lewis in 14th. And Seth Hatchell will finish 7 laps down in 15th. Aaron Riley will finish 16th. David Gainforth will finish 17th. Chris Samard will finish 18th. Keith Mayato will finish 19th. Jeff Glockner in 20th. Billy Howard will finish 21st. Jay Dubuque will finish 22nd. And your last car on the track tonight will be Sean Lejeune, finishing 23rd. And with that, I would like to thank the many sponsors that support Southern Motorsports, including iRacing World, O2 Derm Relief, Cindy's Finds, Portside Jaguar and Land Rover, Joe Owen Towing, Candles by Amy, Hardee's, CS Hobby, BZ Designs, and Lazy Days Racing. Thank you to the admins of SoMO, Paul Zoda, Aaron Riley, and Jeff Glockner for allowing Parks Brothers Broadcasting to bring you the race here tonight. Thank you to everyone at home watching, and make sure to subscribe to Parks Brothers Racing for your weekly Lazy Days Racing Cup broadcast. Next week, SoMO does go to the short track at New Hampshire for the Battle of the Loudon Lobster, and make sure to stop by next week for that race. And until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.